guys, Hicktown here, bringing you a little project on how to hydro dip a deer skull. This is a nice little 7-point that I killed last fall. What I did was I boiled the skull, took the time to get all the pieces out, and then found a method on YouTube on how to water boil, I guess was the name of it, I'm not sure, but you take hot water with soapy water in a bucket, put the deer skull down in it, take a high pressure hose, stick in there and just blow all that water and stuff out, and it's supposed to degrease the skull. As you do that, this was the final product, which in itself looks pretty good. That wouldn't be bad to put on a wall, but what I want to go and do a step further, I like the whiteness, so the actual dip kit that I bought, which is from dipwizard.com, I believe I actually bought it on eBay for around $80. But it is Snowfall is the name of the camouflage, so it is a white camouflage. So I think that will keep the nice whiteness of the skull and make the horns still show up a little bit better. So I'm actually going to go through that process, show you how it works. I have never done this before, so hopefully it's going to be as easy as I think it's going to be. The first process is going to be spray the skull with a base coat. Now, the reason I like that idea is because this skull isn't exactly as white as I wanted it to be, and I even got some hydrogen peroxide from a salon and tried to bleach it out, but it still didn't turn out as white as I would like for it to be. So it's going to be nice to spray paint the whole thing with a base coat of white before we put that dip on, and I think it's really going to look good. So the first thing I'm going to do is tape these horns up, and then we'll spray the base coat on. Okay guys, we are completely taped up on the antlers, so now I'm going to take my paint primer, my base coat, which is white in color, and I'm going to spray the entire skull, try not to get any on the horns, and then you are supposed to, within 24 hours, go ahead and dip the skull. So we'll go ahead and spray the base coat on. As soon as it dries, I will attempt to go ahead and dip it. So let's see what this looks like. And there's the base coat. We're going to let that thing dry, and quite frankly, if that dries just like that, I mean, it'd be almost just as nice just to put a base coat on it and then stick it on the wall, because that's good and white. But anyway, let's let this thing dry, and then we're going to dip it. Okay guys, it's been about an hour since I have painted the skull. I've got my water ready. The water temperature is supposed to be between 70 and 80 degrees, so I guess you get some sort of fish tank thermometer somehow so you know what the temperature of your water is. The other thing that I didn't show you, because it's on most videos on YouTube already, you take your paper and you cut it to size, and then you put masking tape around the edges. Now I put my masking tape on the top for what I want to put the side down. Now to determine on this Dip Wizard which side goes down, you wet your finger, just lick it and put your finger on it, and whichever side leaves some ink on your finger, that's the side that goes down. So at this time, I'm going to go ahead and put this in my water. You leave it there for 2 minutes, then you spray the activator on it, and you wait another 45 or 60 seconds, I'll have to read, and then you can dip your head. So we'll go ahead and get started on that. Don't do this on a windy day like I'm attempting to do right now, because I've got the wind blowing everywhere. Now that is supposed to sit for 2 minutes, and then I spray the activator on it. See, I got water bubbles in there that I should have been more careful. Okay, I'm going to spray the activator on it, and then it doesn't actually have a time. It just says it will look glossy when it's ready to go. So it says not to do this at an angle, but straight over top of it. And it looks like it's breaking up, so I'm going to go ahead and dip in. And there's my final product. Okay guys, here's my project. It actually looks great. They said to wait 60 seconds and then rinse it off with some cold water to make sure that you get all the slime stuff off of it. So I'm about to do that process right now. And then we have to let it dry completely before putting the clear coat on. So let's do that. Okay guys, we have the entire process completed. Last step is to put on a little clear coat. I want to show you what it looks like up close. This is before the clear coat right here, and I have to say it looks better than I kind of expected it to be honest with you. First time I've ever done it. You've seen I made some mistakes putting the paper down, but even with that it still looks great. So let's go ahead and put a clear coat on this thing and see what it looks like after that. And there it is. Now they say this needs to dry for probably a couple days just for that clear coat to really harden up. I'm going to let it sit outside for a few hours, then I'll move it inside to dry for a few days, and then I'll hang it on the wall and we'll get a look at it on the wall. Okay guys, here is the final product. I do have it hanging on a skull hooker. I think those mounts cost about 20 bucks, maybe a little bit more. But I thought it turned out great. The reason I like this snowfall, the white, is because it looks more still like the skull instead of a camouflage, and kind of take away from what I feel like the skull should look like. So I'm absolutely loving the way that turned out, and I couldn't believe I've never done anything like that before. So very simple to do. There is enough of that camouflage that I think I could probably get 4 more skulls completed. So for about 80 bucks I can do about 5 deer heads. So I thought it turned out pretty good. We'll go over some of the mistakes obviously that I made. You saw in the video that the wind was just unbelievable. So that's my wall. But anyway, the wind was absolutely unbelievable. So I should have waited and actually put the masking tape on the paper and then cut the slits, instead of I put the paper on and the tape and then cut the slits, and it was a while before I was able to put it in the water. So it started folding up on me, and then the wind was horrible. So I suggest doing it inside so the wind's not so bad. Also, I didn't really have anything to measure the temperature of the water, so I'm not exactly certain if the water was between 70 and 80 degrees, but needless to say, it still turned out good. So I can't complain about that. But that's just some of the mistakes that I made that maybe you can watch out for when you do yours. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something, and if you're wanting to do this and you're worried about messing it up, I screwed up a lot of things and it still turned out fantastic. So go for it. Get on there and get you a camouflage you like, and do your own. When I first started doing this last fall and getting all the brain and the eyeballs out, I was thinking, well, this is not worth it. I'd rather pay the money. But now that it's completed, there's something about the satisfaction of doing it yourself. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoy the video. Hicktown is out.